Alright, hey guys, just going to do a off-screen shot here of the Blue Yeti. It is a PS54 model. A lot of this will transfer to all other models out there that have in some capacity or another. These do not charge everything that is out there. It has a limit, I believe, is 700 watts. That's what they have on there, but there's a little bit of, there's what's called peak power and constant, continuous run power. Maybe that's not exactly the technical term, but peak use is it can spike to a certain level but then drop back down. And so 700 is the continuous use, 700 watts, but it will drain it pretty fast. So we want to keep it to a relatively lower wattage. And on it right here, I'm going to turn it on so you can see the display here. When you turn it on, it'll start showing your, should show, hopefully you guys can see that there. It shows the input wattage and output wattage. And this one is currently fully charged and it's on eco, which means it's not going to use a lot of power. While it's on, it's just basically powering that little green light and the screen. So this is here is the turns it on. And then it has on the DC power or AC power where the green light's off. It still has the display on. It will turn itself off after a few hours, but it still has a little bit of a draw. So you want to make sure you do a full power off, which is just holding this button right down here. And yes, I'm sorry here, 700 watt peak, and it is, or sorry, 700 watt peak, and then 537 watt run power. So can run a few things. Can run a small fridge for a few hours, like a slow cooker can go like for 2 to 3 hours depending on the power output on it. It looks like it's off, but you want to make sure you hold the power button down to make sure it is fully off. So right here is the DC power, because right there, if it was off completely, it would have gone through the powering up, but we initially saw the bars go up. So it wasn't completely off, it was just in sleep mode. So on the left side, the button over here is for DC power, and that is for these controls over here, and these are outputs for any of the plugs that fit. You can buy adapters for those round ones here, right, that are here for different types of power systems, like a solar fan or whatever it may be that you have for those purposes. This is a C cord. These are USBs. This is your plug, like for your car. A lot of people will use this for a CB or ham radio setup. For that right there. On the top, it's a 15 watt wireless charging station. So you can charge your cell phone up there without the cords, which is a nice little perk if you don't have the cord for your cell phone or somebody else's cell phone is not there. So there's those there for the and so that's all the outputs. The inputs are just right in here. And I get that opened up. There we go. The inputs, this round one is for your power, like for AC power from your house. And this one here is for your, like a car charging or your solar panel charging, which is the solar panels I have are back here. This is some of the ones I have. These are the mobile ones that fold up and close up. They come with a standard, down here is the charging cord for just regular AC outlet for the power supply. You want to have it turned over like so it's on its feet. It is a pretty beefy fan in there for the Blue Yeti. That's a big fan in there that runs, and it will stink the first 3 or 4 times you use it. This plug here goes into the input right there, like so. If it was plugged into the wall, it would start powering up or hold a steady charge. The other one is for solar panels, or again for the automobile. The automobile cord is this one here, plugged same as the solar panels, that goes in here, and just your regular cigarette lighter port. The cord for the solar panels, this is standard connect. This is solar panels standard connector. They only go in together one way, and then this plugs into it. I keep them in the original box that came in. Some people will go out and buy actually go buy a little canvas pouch or bag that the whole thing can sit in with another bag to hold it. I would suggest keeping the manual with it. And you can actually get extension cords like this portable cable, solar panel cable came with these cords here that are just make another about 5-6 feet for the solar panels to go in and charge other things, plug into. The cords for the solar panels are right there. You can see there's 1 and 2 there. And that's pretty much it for these. This model does have a light on the back that you can turn on. But that's it. What I do to completely power it off is I hold this down here until the screen goes off on its own. And you'll notice it turned off with the DC power. That's a double check for me. So it's actually off in sleep mode. If you forget to do that, you have maybe a month's worth of backup power on this thing to just idle through, and it will eventually drain itself down, because there is stuff used even though there's no screens on when it is still on. But if it's completely off like this, you can get months worth of storage out of it. I have 2 of these. One of them I left with the power on. It failed somewhere in week 4. Okay, so 21 to 28 days. The other one it failed by the power was completely drained. The other one that was completely off, it's been 4 months, and it dropped down to, it was somewhere between 80 and 100%, and it charged still left. These can charge laptops, cell phones, all sorts of things relatively easily. This size is not designed to charge your whole house. The bigger ones, there's usually a step size up above this one. That size will, depending on the wattage, you usually can handle about double the capacity of this one, but not necessarily many more things that are bigger in power draw. But then when you get to the next size up above that, you start getting into ones that can actually start to power components of the house. And those are the ones that I would recommend for people to get, that would have pellet wood stoves so they could have power, so the pellet wood stove will burn and continue running, and that type of thing that's life critical. Like this one right here, I think it's rated to run a CPAP for 4 or 5 nights, or maybe even longer. I don't remember exactly how long. So this is more like a small power use station that's to keep the basic electronics like cell phones, radios, laptops, a fan going, a bed cooler, those types of things overnight. And then with this solar panel, this is a 100-watt solar panel. It takes, one by itself will take, it would take like 2 days to charge it. I've got a second one. These weigh like 5 pounds each, so 10 pounds total. This is not even, I think, around 18 pounds. It'll work well for you, but that's how it's run. It's really easy to run. Most people will only use the AC plugs to power things initially, until they realize that if you can remove that little wall wart, that little box that the USB port goes into to plug in your AC unit, and you use this instead, you can significantly increase your battery usage with any solar generator, because it doesn't go to AC then back to DC power. And the same can be said for laptops. You can check your manual on your laptops, but these should be able to charge a lot of laptops here as well, which, depending on your connectors, or if you have a laptop charger that can go through a car plug. Don't do a car plug to an inverter to charge your laptop. That can cause problems. If that's the case, that's what you're thinking about doing, don't do that. Little extra packs of inverters that people put in their cars to get higher power usage out of them. One is it would drain this unit super fast, and the other is it would you don't have as much power control regulation, and so there could be some problems with it. So there's that on how to basically get it powered up and use this. Again, I just turned it on, the bars are going up. It stops where it's fully charged. The input power is right here, and the output is here. We're not using any power right now. But on the bottom here, like most of these displays will have some sort of battery warning charge. This one happens to be here. It's in red if it's completely dead. Then over here is, it's got the eco button. That means it's using power as efficiently as possible. Then you have a, like the low battery alerts on the left-hand side, which is red. And let's get this back away here. All right, and then you have your temperature warning. So you're discharging the battery too fast or putting too much power into it, I believe is right here in the middle. And then you have a like an overload alert right beside it, and a short circuit alert. Short circuit alert it recognizes that the power's well, it's shorting. It's causing fluctuations in power. And so you pay attention to that to see what might occur. But relatively lightweight. Comes with these chargers. You can pick it up fairly easily with one hand. It is heavy, but it's not prohibitively so. When you go one size up, it becomes, you need to be pretty good shape to carry it. Then the full-sized ones, I actually recommend buying a dolly to put it on, or a hand truck, or the kit that it comes with that puts wheels on it. And before I forget, here's the light. It's pretty bright. No, sorry, I don't mean to blind you guys. And it's got several settings, and that's alert. So if you're needing help, it's got those 3 settings. Hopefully that was not too painful on your eyes. Anyway, so that's pretty much it on it, and they plug in pretty easily. Like I said, this one here for the solar panels, these are standard connectors here. They click into the solar panel down there, and the other end is this right here. It plugs directly into the input. So anything to charge is these here. Everything else is getting power out. And I hope this has been helpful for you guys. And if you have any other questions, feel free to email me or ask about other systems. I do have a limited understanding of some other systems, but the main oddball things for that is the AC power charger here will stink the first few times you use it. It smells a little bit like ozone or some other smell similar to that, and it is loud. It's not. It's like a decent sized fan in there, a computer fan that's not an old school computer fan, so it's pretty loud. And and then the other thing is, make sure instead of it letting it go to sleep, like just, I turned it off because the light's off. No, it's not off. You got to actually hold it down until it turns off like that. Now it's off, or you'll lose battery power. The other thing is, if a storm's coming for any sort of thing or whatever it may be, you want to plug it in. You need about 4 or 5 hours minimum to get a full charge with AC. With solar panels like 200 watts, it would be pretty much a full day of sunlight. And if a storm's coming, like a hurricane or something, you may not have that amount of sunlight because of the feeder bands that are coming through to give you the lighting. And you also don't want to worry about this thing falling over or being blown around. It's pretty lightweight, like I said, in a storm. So there's, in the back behind here, it's got an accordion type of leg system, 2 legs. And what I would do with that is I'd weight it down with some rocks or something that's heavy like that, or so it wouldn't blow around with gusts of wind. And but this is a completely different model system. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. It's a generic solar panel fan that I bought that's out there. But anyway, so that's it. And if I can find the name of it, I'll put it in the email. Hope you guys are having a great day, and God bless.